You know what I love about this podcast, guys?
Is this muted?
Not only do we get to see movies we've never seen before, which is a trip, but we also get to see the wide variety of what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah, I'm confused.
My name is Insane Raven. Today, Joe has graciously decided to join me to watch this movie.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was going to be more of a run-of-the-mill slasher flick.
Yeah.
Was what I was expecting.
That's what I was coming into it with, yeah.
And instead, we got Kevin McAllister grow the fuck up and murk some people.
And I want to say it was human leather.
Oh, the mask.
It has to be.
Well, his eyes aren't, though.
His eyes are
Like,
not human.
his eyes glow.
They're like bug eyes.
Oh.
Did you not realize that?
Well, I kept going for, like, reptilian snake, like...
No, he's an exterminator. He's a bug.
Well, yeah. Ah!
He's a bug man. This is like the horror version of Ant-Man meets Home Alone. Literal bug man.
Who would you cast to play under the mask? Would you cast Kevin McAllister or would you cast Paul Rudd?
I would cast Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, that's good. But then he has to open up his mouth and do like his mouth breathing thing the entire time. Okay, so
But he does that anyway, just as Nicolas Cage.
There's a difference between and
He wasn't the one making the horrific noises.
Cage is hisses. Cage hisses.
Okay. Back to Bug Mask Man.
Oh, right. So The Collector, if you can't tell, is a bit like all your classic slasher films. It was like, hey, we saw one Saw movie. We liked what that's doing. Let's do
fuck that up,
oh
actually.
My God.
Let's do it, but worse and in greener light.
Yeah, that is something we cannot talk about The Collector and not talk about whatever the fuck the lighting is doing.
It was a whole ass like photosynthesis project in there. Like, we are in the grow house. Like, that was okay. So we talked about this like the second the movie started, but it really looked like you wouldn't steal a car.
Yeah,
why would you pirate a movie? Those ads from the early 2000s.
And
it really embodied it with the shaky cam and the zoom ins and the weird cutting and the angling and
because like it would cut to like pure black for like a second and then be like, oh wait, movie, and then cut back.
Yeah, you think it's over already, and then you get slapped with a board full of nails. Like, that's the way I would describe that movie. Just fucked up. Like,
oh gosh.
Like, it's nowhere near Human Centipede.
That is awful.
That is top tier terror.
That is awful.
And gore and nastiness. I would, on a scale of Mickey Mouse to...
Are we now counting Mickey Mouse as like Luke Skywalker losing his hand? Like that level?
Nah, like Steamboat Mickey.
Oh, okay.
We're talking like Doc McStuffin shit, alright? Playhouse fucking Disney to Human Centipede. But like, it is like a solid 8.5.
Oh, but before real, like Doc Centipede, what? Oh, I come on both those movies.
Doc Centipede?
Doc Centipede. I got so excited about my statement. Doc McStuffins over here literally like rips apart teddy bears that are just talking to like, yeah, this is normal. How you doing?
They don't have pain receptors.
But like,
take this from a scientist.
That's a living creature. She's just gutting.
It's not live.
It's talking.
Are we gonna talk about if teddy bears have souls?
I feel like we need to.
Because
well, I think that defines
the whole thing is about bugs, right? And
what?
The whole movie.
Yeah. How do we go from teddy bears?
He's an exterminator. He's exterminating them.
Well, he's also collecting them. Because if you can't tell...
He kills what he doesn't want, though.
Exactly.
He likes the bodies that he wants.
That's weird. But true.
But true.
Well, then that makes me question, like...
Everything's a fucking big bug trap, dude.
Okay, so this movie is... We keep getting off topic. This movie's so strange, okay? So it starts out with, like, an MTV You Wouldn't Steal a Car type dance music video.
We're talking, like, thick-ass Mac computers with the color plastic.
Like
that age.
And it's just like, what? Okay.
I would steal a car before I
before a pirate
did
movie.
anything else.
To be fair, though, you're gonna be sued for something. To be fair, though, this movie did come out in 2009.
It did.
So I feel like we have to give
Certain
some
language
grace.
did make sense.
And MTV Dance Party was definitely the language that people understood.
It was like weirder, whiter Jersey Shore.
And just for the intro, because then the intro ends, and then a cold open happens where an old man goes through his mail.
In the dark.
In the pitch black.
He's in the dark. I'm like, I can't see in the dark. So he can read his mail in the dark.
But then the moon is also cast in the most brilliant blue-gray light, so we can see what's going on, but it's like...
He can't see shit.
Why is this happening?
That man's in the dark.
And then there's a box.
And his wife's like, oh my god, why did you bring the box up from the basement? And he's like, I didn't. And then he gets fucked up. And then it's the collector.
Yeah, like big old title card.
We're talking Winter Soldier.
James and Janice is gonna hate me for that. Yeah, but it's very much like that weird MCU font they started doing for no reason. And he's like, da-da-da.
This is like...
You know he's gonna be in the MCU?
What?
The Collector. He's gonna be in the back.
He's the new Ant-Man guy.
He's the new Ant-Man.
Damn it!
I mean... Not Pat does.
He's the third Ant-Man villain.
He is, but Patman also did you see that theory?
What?
Did you see the theory, the film theory on Quantumania?
Not yet.
Okay, because his theory is that Ant-Man dies in this movie. So I mean, if we're already...
Does he go into the quantum realm forever?
I don't know.
Or does he get stabbed? How
the movie's not out yet. It doesn't exist. I don't know.
I don't know.
But yeah, that's what I was gonna
stabbings.
say. It's just gonna be a different alternate dimension, universe, whatever.
This is the alternate dimension Ant-Man.
Yeah, so it's just yank him and he's like, I collect ants.
This is Ponytail Strange, Ant-Man.
Yeah.
This is Ponytail Doctor Strange, Ant-Man. Is the collector.
Oh my god.
There's a collector in the MCU.
There is, genuinely. And he was holding Howard the Duck.
Yes, he was.
Who went from puppet in Guardians of the Galaxy to CGI monstrosity in Infinity War.
Well.
No, it was Endgame. It was Endgame. He's like, you wanted more?
Oh, yeah.
So back to the weird pedophile and the skin mask thing.
Yeah, that kid, the older... Okay, so the whole thing centers on this guy who's got a weird-ass name, and everyone's like, that's a weird name. And it's, white and Mormon sounding.
Do you remember the name?
Arkin.
Oh, it was Arkin. I just remember Unther for some reason.
Unther?
Yeah.
Gunther without the G at the first.
Oh my god. Don't bring Shake It Up into this horror podcast.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm talking about the penguin from Adventure Time.
Oh, I was talking about...
I don't know what Shake It Up is.
Oh, it was a Disney Channel show, back... That's how Zendaya existed, and Bella Thorne.
I'd heard of it. I called Bella Thorne Bobblehead Girl.
Why?
Her head is way too big for her, too big body. She looks like a fucking bobblehead, dude. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so... his name's Arkin. As the big bad thing.
What are we calling him? Are we calling the Collector?
No,
I feel like we should call him the Collector.
He's a collector, yeah.
I feel like that's what he's trying to go for.
Yeah, his first victim was he's a collector. He collects people.
Oh.
Also, help, there's things in my feet. I'm chained to this box.
That's a whole thing.
He's bait.
Yeah, that's the other part I don't understand.
Whoa, live bait for, snakes and animals and shit. He was like, I'm bait.
Yeah. So what's a live animal?
The whole thing is so the collector is really an exterminator.
Yes.
Which is hilarious. But also, this man could have, sprayed the house and been alright with that. But no, he had to just kill people with stabbies.
Well, he had to do the traps.
Yeah.
His Home Alone days were hunting.
This was... I think we called this, Kevin McAllister post-rehab, post-intervention that clearly didn't work.
One bad day.
One really terrible, no good, bad day. I have this theory about what happens now that I'm thinking about it.
Hey, spit it out. Where we going?
So, everyone that meets this guy is like, you have a funny, weird name. He's like, anyway.
This is the hero of our movie.
Yeah, this is the main character, not the collector. He's like this handyman guy, like installing a security system for this house, like this family that's going on vacation. So he goes to his, I thought it was his ex-wife, trading the kid for alimony.
Yeah, but it's definitely not. It's definitely, like, that's his wife.
They're definitely a couple, but they really don't act like that at all. Every time they interacted, I kept asking what's happening here.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they interacted, like, twice, and it very much gave off, like...
It was giving...
about to go get
divorced.
Divorcee.
It was giving divorced.
Yeah. Hardcore divorce.
And they're like... And then he was like, I got this. Like, she owed money to a loan shark. Why they're not in this together, I don't know. This makes no sense. That's why I thought they were divorced.
It does very much seem like he's paying.
And he's like, you're going to go to your mom's house, your sister's? Like,
they know where that is. He's like, what? It's like, very confusing.
It's very much giving, what, you can't pay rent this month? Because we live apart because we're divorced?
Maybe.
And then they're like, and then he's like, I got this, baby. And then, like, kisses her. And then it's like...
And then we're back to the house.
No, now we're at the strip club.
Oh,
He goes and he's like, no, we're gonna go fuck this guy up. I'll get the money.
Well, because the family's supposed to be, like, out on a trip. Like
yeah, like, they were getting ready to pack up and go out of town on a family vacation.
Yeah, so this long-term con man is like, oh, well, they'll be gone and they'll be easy and I can pay off my wife's loan sharks.
And he knows how to get in the house since he's been working there for weeks.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's clunky, but it does the job of, like, getting us... Like,
yeah, it's a decent exposition there.
It's a decent.
We'll get there, yeah.
So, and this is, like, okay. If you're gonna watch this movie, if you did watch this movie, you have to just fall into it. And I said that in the middle of the movie.
Yeah.
Like, so once things start kind of going on, he's trying to break into the safe where this diamond exists. It's a ruby.
Some big red rock. It might have been who knows? Probably a ruby, blood diamonds, I don't know.
Who knows? Little blood diamonds.
Little blood diamonds. Sprinkle those in there.
And then, like, he hears someone come into the house.
Yeah.
And at first he doesn't do shit about it.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, fuck.
There's someone actually in the house.
Yeah. Because there's this squeaky staircase, like a third of the way up the stairs.
And he knew immediately.
And that ends up being, like, this huge thing.
Yeah.
Like, time out everything. Because a lot of this movie ends up being hide and seek.
Yeah.
Like a really gory hide and seek.
It's a very bloody hide and seek.
Which...
With, like, base camp in the basement. Like, everyone's safe down there. Like, there's some weird shit, but, like, there's no...
You were safe in the basement.
The collector and Arkham, I don't know.
It's so weird. Like, there's so many things about this movie. So, there's, like, the overhead shot, essentially, of these 4 rooms that are all connected for some reason. Like,
this house is, like, way too many doors.
And it very much feels like a fun house. Because at one point, like, the collector...
For sure.
Like, a whole side route.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Basically, this
using.
House is, like, antebellum, and, like, it's got the big old Corinthian columns out front, and, like...
And yet it is a maze.
It's definitely,
inside.
like, Civil War era looking house, right? Like, I'm fully under the impression that this house is somewhere, like... Once we found out where it was made in Louisiana, that made more sense. I was thinking probably we're gonna say like the deep south, but not rural.
Okay.
Like a subdivision of like a bigger city, Alabama.
Oh, like right outside
Georgia.
the subdivision, because it was definitely given like borderline.
Maybe Savannah-ish area that wasn't as populated as the downtown squares, things like that.
We also have to keep reminding ourselves that it's like the movie takes place and therefore the setting takes place.
It
like,
was really within about as long
ago,
as.
So.
Yes, honey, that was 13 years ago.
Oh, I can't do math.
It is not 2020 anymore. I feel like we've all been there for 2 years, but we are unfortunately further than that.
We're further along the timeline. No.
Yeah.
Fuck, will we?
The house.
Yeah.
Suspending.
You have to suspend complete disbelief because the movie has put on this whole like time is of the essence thing.
Yeah,
like, there's a deadline at midnight.
It's more about time than Sharknado 4 or 6 or whatever the hell it was.
We found out that one involves time
that's
travel.
May the 4th. Shark bait. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
The fourth bite or something. I don't know. Something terrible at Sharknado.
It's the fourth me. I don't fucking know. No, but the movie takes a really lot of time describing the house and describing the time limit, the time restraints on this whole shebang.
Yeah.
Because if you can get the job done, the robbery done, by midnight, everyone wins, essentially. That's your goal.
He pays off the stripper man, and his lady friend, who's apparently still his wife.
His very happy wife.
Clearly.
Never seen a happier wife.
Is no longer in debt to this guy.
At least for the moment or something, I don't know.
She had to pay off the loan, and she couldn't.
So, the collector takes a step, like hits the squeaky step, a third of the way up this staircase. And somehow, that gives our main guy enough time to, take over his safe cracking stuff, stuff it in his pocket or something, because we never see it again.
He's got, he's wearing jeans, but they turn into, cargo pants for a hot second. We forgot that he's wearing jeans the whole time.
Yeah, don't worry about it, though. Don't worry about it.
Cargo jeans. Silly me.
I know, they're, beautiful. That's why I wore them all the time in high school.
Anyway.
So...
We're really going back to 2009, huh?
I mean, we got it, man.
Oh,
we got
God.
It. So, it then shows you back to that, overhead shot of these 4 rooms kind of interacting.
It's very much, it was very much giving Rats in a Maze.
Oh, it was sweet.
Which was, so cool. And you really see how fucking many doors are in this house. Now that I know it's, this old antebellum home, and I'm really thinking about it outside of trying to figure out what the fuck is going on at the moment. I know those houses used to be able to open everything for the ventilation without air conditioning.
That makes more sense.
So, knowing that there's that many doors, you could, block off certain areas of the house where you didn't want... If it was, really cold, you would open just a little bit and just be able to, block off heat in other areas and keep the heat. Because those are places with seasons, so I know we don't do those here.
No, we don't do those here.
But up there, they do. So, I think that also comes with the fact that if we're looking at it he's an exterminator, you open the door, and you don't know what kind of creatures are going to be in that room, you know? Sure. You gotta spray every corner, every room. If you leave one out, you're fucked.
So he is just as well known.
He's thorough.
With this house.
He is just as
the tech
aware.
guy. Is he he's the security guy?
He was a security. He worked for a security company, but I think he was he was an install kind of guy.
Yeah.
He's handyman type installer. Not this. He also paid him he was. Running the show.
And under the table.
Yeah, it was weird, which is still not enough for the Ruby Man, so...
Anyway. So, you go into this, over the head shot of these 4 rooms. Yeah. And you get to just watch them interact with each other, moving chess pieces on a board. It was
That's exactly what it was like, with the black and the white and,
it was so cool.
Whatever other color they wanted in the moment.
Because truly, a rainbow appears.
The kaleidoscope.
And then, our main man goes down the stairs again.
Yeah, that's with the chandelier.
And then, essentially, in the amount of time that we've heard the collector open up a door, walk up the nearest staircase, and then have this whole piece, he has managed to set up 2 traps almost immediately.
Pretty instantaneously, yeah.
There are knives taped to a chandelier.
Yeah, because if you trip the wire, it'll let go and smash it. But I think it was already on the ground at that point.
Did someone try to... Because he's not the our main man isn't the first dude to find that.
No, he's not the first victim.
Who the fuck were the other 2 people then?
The parents. The husband and wife who live in the house.
No, yeah, but they're in the basement at this point.
No, the guy comes crawling out the basement door.
Right.
Or out of that side closet when he hears the other guy coming down the stairs.
Right.
Yep.
So, he sets up that. He has boarded half the windows.
If not all of the house.
Instantaneously, without making a sound.
4 minutes, completely silently.
Beautifully silently. Because our main dude is trying to crack a safe, so he has, ear things in.
Yeah, he's fully in silence.
Fully. So you'd hear something. And then, not only is every single window in this house boarded the fuck up, but then he goes to like rip it off, and like blades come down and just start slicing off his hand, like his fingies.
Yeah, it was like a whole like row of razor blades attached to this like wood plank, the same way like you would put nails through a 2x4, and he was basically like slicing his hand like cheese, getting it back inside the house.
Oh, just skinning his hand completely.
I had to look away. I was like, if there's bones popping out, I'm out.
There were so many parts in this movie. I was like, no, oh god,
yeah,
can't
this
look.
one's a screamer, that's for sure.
Can't look. So screamer.
Yeah, that's delayed.
Yes, I had to process that shit. What?
Yeah, I was like, oh, you're a screamer.
Oh, I'm more of a yelper. Like,
Oh my
fuck.
god, I'm a yelper.
It does sound
Thanks,
pretty
Karen.
awful. Yeah, you know.
1 star on Yelp.
They gotta know when the like service is shit.
Oh my god. Anyway.
That's not. I don't do that at all. I don't even have.
So he's
Yelp.
like
Oh my
running
God.
around and he hides in like the living room or something, and that's when like the dad, the guy who owns the house, starts crawling towards him, and he's like, "It's you! You're the one fucking trying to kill me or whatever." And then like the main guy's like, "What are you talking about?" Like
He's like they're whispering, yelling at each other.
he's like bleeding, and he's like, "What? I'm on your side!" And he's like, "Shut up!" And
I
then,
don't have
like,
fingers, and then he just
and
gets
so then the
yanked
fucking
away.
collector like shoots him with like it's a dart with like
Like
rope
knockout.
through it, and it's
Oh,
like
it's
a
a
big
harpoon.
old fishing.
The
It's like a
harpoon.
harpoon.
Yeah.
It's like throughout the whole house, and it's already rigged. I don't know.
But it was decorations
Suspending
or
belief
something.
here.
For sure. Because then he gets like nightmare crawled, like yanked back, which is awesome.
Yeah, over their landing in the second floor,
He just
and like hanging from his feet, and then the collector snaps, like cuts the wire. Dude like tumbles, breaks like half his body. Honestly, he should have been dead then and there.
and it's
But
just good to go.
and then he grabs him and puts him back down in the basement. I think this is the point where main guy is still trying to like figure out what the fuck's going on. He's trying to get out. And this is when
This is
the
when he's-
older daughter and
No, that's later. Because like he's just now realizing that the entire house is like booby trapped the fuck.
yeah, he's
apparently there's,
being
like-
very not cautious.
He starts being not cautious, and by the time he hits like his second trap in a row, he's like paranoid as shit, checking everything.
Yeah,
like,
he's
am I
checking
gonna
everything.
die here?
Yeah,
Well, he doesn't.
that we know of.
No, he's probably dead.
Yeah.
Like I feel like because there is a sequel to this movie, The Collection, which I don't know what I'm gonna be watching, because I need something completely different from this
yeah.
for tomorrow. But our main guy realizes that the entire house has been booby trapped to shit. Like there's a whole
There's tripwires
Like-
everywhere. There's a whole room. Like, the dining room is full of bear traps. Like,
Yeah.
the entire floor is bear traps.
there is no floor. There's only bear trap.
The second kitchen, I was kind of confused. Like, the second kitchen area, there was a cat and acid.
That was a bedroom.
Was it a bedroom?
That was a bedroom.
Okay.
Then you're forgetting
the coloration surprised
Oh my
me. I
God,
thought
like-
it was a kitchen. It was yellow. So
It really did feel like every time like the colors decided to change for no fucking reason.
you know what it felt like?
It
Cat
felt
in the
like-
Hat, the live action.
I was gonna say it felt like being inside of an Infinity Stone.
Same thing. The weirdest shit
Which just happened.
when the weirdest color gradients on the screen,
and you just have to accept it.
and you're like,
okay.
all right, yeah, this
Yep,
is
sure.
the plot point.
That makes sense. There probably is something about bugs or some dumb shit that we just don't
Yeah,
know.
like, we are the pests to this guy, because listen, he saw the spider in the basement,
and let it go.
opened the window, let this little spider out,
He's a
shut
good
it,
guy.
and then tried to go kill somebody else. Like, I remember in the moment I was like, "You gonna let the spider go?" But he ain't go. He's gonna kill the man. I mean, like, I get it
Because the man.
because men, but like,
Ow.
I'm a man.
Ow.
It's not all men.
You want a shovel for the hole you're digging, or you want to just keep going? So yes, our
So then,
collector.
so he finds like every room absolutely booby trapped shit, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go in the basement. It's pitch dark in here. I'm gonna do that."
Yeah, and like the only light that we're given as the audience is like his cell phone flashlight, and it's like, oh, we're gonna die. It's the first moment in the movie
His
where
Motorola
oh,
Razr.
this is dumb.
Yeah.
We're gonna die. This is how we die here. He's like, no.
Yeah. Yeah. Trap yourself in the basement. This is a great idea.
Yeah, I've played Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
So, he goes into the basement, and then the basement has a sub-basement.
Yeah, it does. It has like an offshoot room that was like honestly created for this purpose, I guess.
Pretty much.
It was like a downstairs like bath,
There's like a downstairs bath, a whole like little like
laundry room thing.
A perfect place to store like 4 or 7 bodies. You know,
It really was like a sub level of the house.
Like a sub basement level.
Yeah, it was totally
weird.
like a 3rd level underground.
Which is just what you want in your Louisiana home.
Yeah.
You really want to give, the Swamp Thing perfect access.
Yep.
Straight up from the bowels.
I know I do.
Oh. Fuck.
So he this is when he's like, oh, there's a spider. Like our main guy's hiding under a desk. You're like, all right, we're dead. Here we go.
I do love how like when he's underneath the desk, it's so pitch dark that you can only see his face.
Yeah, you just see main guy's like face peek out into the light where you can just tell he's under the desk. That was really one of the most shocking, scary moments for me. Because you're like looking at the desk, you're like panning around, you're like, yeah, he's under the desk. You think they're gonna cut back? No, this man spooks himself out from under the desk just enough where the light hits his face for us to see. Like I get that much, but it is terrifying. Then it pans back and then back down. I have confusion.
Yeah, because like the camera pans over to the
It's like they do it twice.
Who, like dead stares the desk with his mouth open like a big dumb baby. I really
he's a mouth breather.
I wanted to put like a binky in his mouth so much, but like.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Look that shit up. So that whole scene happens, and then 2 other characters show up.
Yeah, the older daughter of the parents, and
the boyfriend.
Which, by the way, when he's in the basement before the collector comes down there, he finds mom and dad. Dad's tied to a chair. He's still trying to scream.
Is he missing guts at that point?
No, not yet. He's just tied down and everything.
Oh, that's a casual question I can just ask.
No, not yet.
No. Then he finds the
he finds mom in a handcuffed inside of that bathtub, empty, with her duct tape stapled onto her face.
Her eyes, behind her eyes,
like where her temples are.
Yeah.
With the gag also.
Oh my god.
So that's just sensory hell.
That's just so much.
With a honestly mood lit big bar light right behind her.
I can feel you tremble when I touch, cause I know you're gonna murder me.
Yeah, it's a vibe. It's like that yellowy green pus color that we love to see.
And you absolutely love it. And that's where we find out that there's a gun in the house.
Yeah, Dad says, hey, actually, here's the safe code. Go get the gun and shoot this bitch. He's like, word. So this is when he finds the big old red rock, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna pocket that too. And then he grabs the gun. He's like, oh no, there's no fucking bullets. So he's like going through every drawer in the house looking for bullets, and the bullet box is empty. There's no bullets.
And he would have probably been killed in this moment again.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the horny happening out front.
Yeah, so at this moment...
That's a great pun.
Yeah, so the oldest daughter is macking on this dude who's clearly way too old for her. And
easily could be
a good 22.
Yeah,
and she's maybe 17.
Maybe.
Yeah. So
maybe.
Crimes and
casual crimes.
Casual statutory crimes. Maybe not in this state. I don't know.
Who knows? Could be 16.
Point is, the exterminator's really enjoying that. And he gets distracted. He's like, hey, more people to kill. Nice.
Yeah.
So he had put 4 deadbolts on the front door on the inside that were only accessible with his weird, turn key.
He had a master key, essentially.
He had a big master key that really, there was no way that anyone could pick it. No. He just had to have the key.
And he just, snaps all 5 of these locks. And then the daughter brings it up. Because, no one's answering the front door because everyone is dying or dead.
And they think, she thinks, finally, maybe they left on this trip without me finally. And
I can go use the back door.
It's going to be great.
And she just, pushes it in and even goes, that's weird.
Yep.
I'm sorry, if you have, 7 deadbolts on your lock, and they're just all done, I feel like that's a huge like red flag.
Yeah, so they're starting to walk in. They're still macking. The collector is watching this happen.
Just staring with
his ugly ass, sparkly eyes. And
because his eyes sparkle like they're on like some
like
dark
animals
vision
in the night.
shit all the time.
Alligators at night, when you shine light on them, reflect like this. They have that reflection that human eyes don't, which makes them scary.
I hate that sentence.
It's true. Human eyes don't do that. That's why if you see them in a picture, it ain't human. I'm big on spooky shit. So
that's the whole point. We're all big on spooky shit and Halloween.
Yeah. I'm big on like historical bullshit lingering kind of thing.
Yeah. So the collector is watching his like
he's watching
private
this.
show.
He's really enjoying it. Her
and
boobies
that
are out.
gives our hero the chance to just run away again.
Yeah.
And he's right back upstairs, dodging the squeakies.
He keeps going up and down. This man is a stairmaster.
They've done it like what, 6, 8 times?
At this point, probably 10.
Like just jogging.
We're only like 3/4 of the way through here.
So then, in order to get to the bullets, he opened up this next room, and it's pretty much like a fun house of horrors in here because there's acid on the floor.
It's the acid room.
And somehow because I didn't see the cat fall.
I think it was just in there, and he just went for it.
Okay. Because there's a cat just like chilling in this acid. And I don't know. Just enjoying the bath water, I guess. Because until our main dude like tries to touch the cat's pretty chill.
The cat's like, pretty silent until then.
Like, I'm melting away literally here. But like, this is fine.
Yeah.
He gets in, starts mouthing and shit. And for someone who has set up all of these traps, you would think the collector would be just a little bit smarter.
Yeah.
Because he hides on the bed.
He enjoys the play.
Oh, you think that's what it is? Like, he knows?
Oh, yeah.
But he just, like, can't figure it out.
He gets off on this shit.
Yeah, I mean, that is pretty... There's a heavy sexual...
There's
like,
a whole kinky shit going on with this man.
I mean, his mask does the...
His mask is a leather mask.
Just a leather...
What kind of leather? We don't know yet. But I'm gonna 90% believe it's human.
And I hope those are the, like, answers we get in the sequel.
I don't think we'll get that. I don't think these are well thought enough out.
Oh, I hope so. Because the kills are brutal.
Absolutely brutal. So...
all that happens, then... Because we have to talk about it. Like, we have to.
The most brutal kill in the movie is...
both of these two characters have the most brutal kills in the movie. And
absolutely.
It is kind of heartbreaking.
It's kind of like a sexual punishment type thing. I think.
Oh, yeah?
Because it's like...
that old trope of, like...
right.
Oh, sex is
bad. Hell. You're gonna die.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna get pregnant and die. And
so... you could do both. That was the seed yesterday, no.
Yeah.
So, they end up, like, seeing this, like, borderline chimp of a dude.
Yeah.
Just, like, sitting in the corner,
like...
monkey
man.
kind of, like,
he's squatting, enjoying his time, watching them, getting off to it.
She screams. He then, like, buckles himself, I guess. As I'm assuming that's what happened.
He sees this man with a knife and tries to punch him.
So the collector just takes his like ninja knife
and just goes through the man's punchy
fist. Like just straight through his whole fist.
Like severed everything.
Everything
through his hand and his fist.
I don't even think he gets a chance to scream.
He doesn't.
Because then he like pulls it out and he now has to like bare knuckle brawl this dude who just shurikened him from across the kitchen.
So he's still trying to punch him. He hadn't learned his lesson.
That doesn't work. The collector, like, this is Sparta level, kicks him through a door.
Kicks him through.
He stumbles back and lands in the dining room full of barrel traps that we talked about earlier. Immediately at the, like, he somehow misses the first layer.
He steps back and it gets his ankles. He falls to his knees.
Falls forward to his knees. It gets his knees and thighs.
Yeah.
And then he just goes, ugh! And then
bends backwards off his pelvis on his back.
And he gets
absolutely obliterated.
3 or 4 more bear traps.
His head is perfectly within one.
And
every single part of his body is a bear trap now.
Oh my god.
Absolutely brutal. And our main guy is under the dining room table watching this happen at eye level. They're maybe 5 inches apart at this point.
Like, he was going to essentially put his nose.
They are giving each other COVID. Like, that's how close they are.
He was pretty much like, his nose was about to touch the bear trap.
He was right there.
That dude's head is now in.
And then he, like, kind of crab shuffles backwards, and he's like, I'm out of here.
Like, why did you choose this path to begin with?
So,
it's like watching a team on Legend of the Hidden Temple just perform poorly.
It's like, you gotta go up. Oh, down?
Oh, down.
All right.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna go left.
You could go right. So he then gets away to find the older sister, like, freaking out and panicking. And because she's freaking out and panicking, she goes to grab a pair of scissors that have been teased earlier in the movie as being tied to something.
Yeah, this whole place is like a Rube Goldberg machine. Like,
it's just,
we're talking marbles and just wacky shit going on. You pull a cord, there's a fulcrum somewhere, something's swinging, something's hitting something else.
You hear that classic chunk, and then everything goes to hell.
Yeah, it's a tripwire. There's everything. He knew that someone would grab scissors as a weapon, and so he rigged it to where when you pull it, you pull the lever crock.
And then, first off, they're all very much like us scissors.
Oh yeah,
which I did enjoy.
Big old scissors, like
those
in
were
a big old
cool.
house. Yeah.
And then, like, some like Jerry Maguire level machinations, I forgot the word for a second, go on, and you get to see all the gears and everything spinning.
Yeah.
And what does she get hit by? Is it like just the projector itself?
The first thing is, it's like a board, I think.
Okay.
It kind of like
a tree trunk?
Like a spatula.
Yeah.
Like a big, it kind of like scoops her up like a spatula
and just
yeets the bitch into a projector screen full of nails.
And then one of them goes right through her eye, and she's just like twitching, pinned to this thing.
It looks like a fly on fly paper.
It really does.
Yeah.
Or like a butterfly that's being like presented for shit. And he's just like staring at it like and then a projector comes on, and he's just like projecting something.
Like the blue screen.
Yeah. Like something, like there's a woman in that projection, but you can't tell what the fuck it is.
Yeah.
And
I think they had like home movies on when they were setting up the house at the very beginning of the movie.
Oh
yeah? So this is where I'm thinking it's like a whole like sin punishment where you're a pest and you should die kind of thing.
Maybe.
Because he's like, you're making me horny. How dare you? Die. You know, like every other incel out there.
So those two fucking kills are going to be stuck in my head for far too long.
Absolutely brutal. They got stuck in the head too.
And then there's one more thing that's going to get stuck in my head, and we're going to talk about that. But I think we should pretty much start to wrap up, because we talked about all the main things. We talked about like the fact that this is not what we thought it was going to be.
Not at all.
Kevin McAllister would be proud.
Yeah.
The goaliest kills. Because you should watch this movie. Like, if you like home invasion type movies, watch this movie.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Because it just, for as much as it overdoes it with the color, it is a pretty fun way of looking at this movie.
Yeah, it's not all black and you're like, what the hell's going on? Like, you definitely get like a different, dare I say, like, lens on this situation. Like, I'm not trying to be deep. I'm just like literally a different color lens.
No, it was fun though.
It's like a whole filter, like 6 Instagram filters at the same time, like deep fried meat.
And then it ends with that again. Anyway.
Yeah.
So who's your favorite kill?
Favorite in terms of creative. I mean, look, Bear Trap is pretty wild.
Yeah.
However, I'm gonna go with Dad, gutted like a pig.
Oh.
Upside down, like...
Yeah, and he was all cocooned
slaughtered.
and shit.
He was cocooned up with, like, gauze and stuff, and I was like, this is a whole ass, like...
chrysalis.
I'm like, this man's a bug! Like, it was when it clicked for me, like, seeing this guy.
And I said nothing.
And you were like, yeah, whatever. And I was like, no, bitch, this man's a bug! And, yeah, so that was my favorite. I mean... brutal, absolutely, the two lovebirds.
Oh.
But he does find the little sister that was like his daughter's age or something, and they get out together, whatever.
So he's given like some of a whole side quest
of saving the little kid.
And then he kind of like gets out. He makes it. And then he's in a hospital bed, and he's like, "Oh, okay."
He's in the ambulance. They're like on the way. He's like, "Call my wife." And we're like, "His wife?
What?
His who?"
He's like yelling about his wife, and we're like, "Oh, that's what that was."
Oh, that's who that is. Okay.
I thought they were siblings.
Got it. Yeah, they acted like it.
So that's the whole thing. No one calls his wife because he's like, "Yeah, we'll take care of it later. It's okay."
Yeah, we'll get you when you get to the hospital. We'll call her from there.
And then the collector causes a car accident with another with his van.
With his exterminator van.
Yes, with his. I 100% thought at first it was just another ambulance, and I was like, "Oh, so he has time to steal, like, booby trap a whole house, time to steal an ambulance, and time to cause a car accident." Like,
so
okay.
he had to speed ahead of them. And not have anybody notice.
On a two-way street.
On a 1.5. This place is like
it is
janky as hell.
Yeah, it's pretty old money deserted.
It's very old money. It's very old-fashioned. Again, it's not rural, but it's like just off the main road kind of thing.
And then the fucking... So then the collector comes. And wait, hold on. I forgot about the other moment. It's going to stay in my nightmares forever.
Oh, the dog?
No. We didn't even talk about the hot dog special. Oh my god.
I forgot about that till right now.
So
it just blew my mind so much that it just left immediately.
We were very much like, I would say in intense watching this movie.
Oh yeah, we were very much watching.
They were like clutching our pearls, like, oh fuck. Like real good.
For sure.
But we both lost our shit laughing at this one point with this German Shepherd, and it's gonna sound awful without the context, but you need to see this movie.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible.
I'm hoping you're watching along with us, but I really do hope you just watch this movie.
Yeah.
But there's a German Shepherd that gets like loose in the house that's attacking.
It's his German Shepherd that he had.
The collector.
The collector has a dog.
Shepherd.
A hunter dog, I suppose, and he like absolutely rips the jugular out of this police officer that shows up.
I forgot he.
And then he lets the dog loose in the house to find the kid and the guy
and the main dude.
And the dog does, but don't worry. Main guy rolls up some toilet paper in a trash can, in like a big metal trash bin type thing, lights it on fire with the matches he could have lit the house on fire with hours ago at this point.
I feel like a lot of people.
And then the dog kicks the door open.
And
first of all, how?
Yes.
Second of all,
he then catches this dog's face
in the flaming trash can.
And we're both like, oh my god,
that's brutal.
Awful.
Oh shit.
The collector hears all this happening, turns around, and main dude is like holding this dog with one hand.
But you don't know until it's flying through the air, and he just yeets the dog with the bucket of flames still on his face.
Lands on his private
throws
owner.
him like a Heisman-winning catch. Like, oh my god. And he explodes when he hits the... Like, how? It exploded.
The dog went boom.
When he hits the collector who... Oh no, he shot him with the shotgun.
Oh, yeah.
The collector had the policeman's shotgun. And so at the same time, he's like, oh, there you are. He shoots the shotgun. And so flaming dog face just kabloom, like confetti.
Oh my god.
And this is the point where he's like, all right, I'm getting the kid. We're running. Let's go. And the police all show up. They're running down the road. Blah, 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 blah. This is when he gets in the ambulance, whatever. And
you ride off to your movie's conclusion.
Yeah. And then the ambulance flips around, blah, 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 blah. He kills the EMT in the ambulance with the main guy.
Another, like, pristine ninja knife throw.
But he couldn't hit this guy 5, 7, 12 times. I don't know.
Going to defend the knives.
Stormtrooper logic. But,
and then he just takes his main dude.
Yeah.
And shoves him in the same box that the live bait was in earlier. That was a whole thing that we didn't
talk about.
he
used him as
Go see this movie.
Yeah, he used live bait's face as a sledgehammer to get a door open earlier in the movie. Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
There are moments that we just genuinely laughed
That was
a
pretty cool death, though. The water and the TV and...
That is a memorable one.
Yeah, they plan on electrocuting the collector,
and that did not
but
work
he
out.
knew it was going to happen, so he threw live bait down, electrocuted him to death, and the water and
just make that boy crispy, dude. And then to add
Crispy.
insult to injury, the next room the collector needs to go into, he picks up Live Bait's face and just bashes it to open up the door.
he's done using his own tools, and
he's improvising now. He's doing like jazzercise opening up shit.
Yeah. So I mean, at this point, main dude has escaped about 7 layers of torture individually from this guy, including the hooks in the back, and
that was the whole thing.
he was attached to the basement wall with like fish hooks.
So many
and
fish hooks.
His hands were, so he's like every time he pulls down, he was like ripping tendons through his knuckles. All this terrible stuff's going on. So Mans is bleeding, and he throws him in the box, and then the movie ends, and we're back at the weird like, you want to steal a bicycle, like
and it's just
it's like I
collector
would
carrying his like briefcase of
doom
dude out into the sunrise, and this whole like you wouldn't steal a car shit's going on,
and then it's like over.
And then the movie ends.
It's over.
It just goes, the collector movie ends. I remembered why we started talking about the hot dog special.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we got away from that so real quick. The scene right before that, when the collector realizes that he needs the dog, he like monkey jumps over to this window. His eyes are glowing because that's just something they do. And it is the most terrifying thing.
Yeah, I did not like that.
Oh, I'm going to see that in my nightmares.
That's the face,
I'm going to see that thing.
It's the eyeballs.
Or the freaking bear trap kill.
Bear trap kill.
Just,
yeah.
Those are now nightmare fuel.
That's going to stay around.
Which, yeah. But that is the collector. I'll be watching. I don't know if you'll be here, but I will be watching.
I will get on Prime and watch it.
The collection. Yeah, just listen.
I think there's a third.
I don't. Oh.
I think there's a third.
We will find out. But yeah, just listen to my podcast. So you know what movie's coming up next. Like tomorrow, I'm very excited. We're going back on Shudder, and we are watching Night Tide. It's a movie from 1961.
Yeah.
And it's supposedly an eerie 60s thriller, which just makes me excited.
It was very ahead of its time.
It seems
is what it has been described as, decades ahead of its predecessors or whatever.
Oh no, it could be awful.
Yeah, could really be like we expected this to be, like just slasher, like oh my god, he's in the house.
I did enjoy it though.
Oh, I had a great time. I just really don't know what happened.
I don't know how all this happened so
and
quickly.
all of this happened, I think it kind of felt like real time, because he showed up in the house at like 10:45, and the movie ends like right at midnight.
Yeah.
So you really only get about 15-20 minutes of exposition of like he's in the house, he sees his quote wife, he sees the kid, and then he's at the strip club, and then it cuts to once he's in the house, it's like real time.
Okay,
I can see that 4-minute time jump from 10:56 to 11.
Oh yeah. We were talking about that.
11 to like almost midnight is about an hour of the movie going by.
I was gonna say that is how time works. It's 11 to 12.
Sure,
it's about an hour.
But the movie is like right at like an hour and a half or something. So
I can double check.
I think it's like straight up 90 minutes. When I was looking up who the hell this like older sister is, she was the youngest girl in The Nanny. She does a lot of these like terrible movies. She's irrelevant, but she has a good time, I guess.
Oh, I enjoyed the fuck out of this stuff.
So that's that.
So yeah, I don't know. I can't find it. Oh well. I'm trying to find it off my phone, but and that's not how we watch the movie, so I can't find it in a timely manner. So yeah, tomorrow, Dog Tide on Shudder, 1961 film.
Yep.
It's in black and white, so that should be a lot of fun. This was The Collector, and we have 86 days to Halloween.
Nice.
Thank you guys for listening. I'll see you tomorrow.